All right, I am going to talk a little bit about running your business, especially when you first start. So, you just started and you have a party booked. And so, one of the things that you need to do, whether you have a party booked or not, is make samples. There's different ways to make them. I do different things in different seasons. So, summer and spring, I do felt samples. And if you need to know how to do that, you just need to look on YouTube, Scentsy felt samples, and it'll be tons of videos. And that's what I did. So I'm not going to go over that. But the other thing that I do in the winter and the fall is I do just regular sliced samples. So I'll take a Scentsy bar. Let me get one. And I'll take it out of the bar, out of the package. And then I'll just take a butter knife and slice it thin. And you can do bigger samples if your customers like bigger samples, smaller. I like to get as many samples as I can out of one bar, so I slice it pretty thin. And then I had ordered, one of the problems I know my customer feedback was when I used the little baggies was that the smell, especially strong winter and fall scents, are super strong. Like cinnamon takes over. So I got this system of these little foil bags, and they're clear on one side. You can see my sample in there, and they're foil on the other. It's like a Mylar. I think I ordered them on Amazon, and they come big like this size, but I cut them. So I'll make a sample. I'll just cut this in half, and then I also can use it for something bigger. So I have some versatility. So you just cut it in half, but they're heat sealed. Now you can buy the actual heat sealer, and I went ahead and bought one later. But when you're first starting, you want to keep your costs low. So these are pretty inexpensive. They're not much more than the little Ziploc baggies, and they don't make everything smell. So they're smell proof, and they're sealed with a heat implement. So I used my flat iron, and there's videos on YouTube. I'm telling you, YouTube is the way to go. But I use my flat iron, and you just pinch it where you want it to seal. So you'll want to cut it first, then put your sample in there, and then pinch with the hot flat iron there, and it seals your packet. And you can tell whether it's sealed or not. You can try to open it, and that's what I do. And I bought a little label maker. You could just write on a sticker you can buy. Like I said, you don't have to buy things at the beginning. And then when you start to make more commissions and you have extra money, then you can invest in your business if you know that this is something you can do long term. Then you can buy a label maker. So, and then as you can see, I put a little label on each of the little bags, and I store them in a bigger bag. So in between each season, the things that I know, like the new scents and my most popular, I take the time to do a bunch of samples. So I don't have to stop what I'm doing and individually make a sample for everybody that wants them. So take some time to make some samples, and whenever you have a chance, and just do them in bulk and for the season, and then you won't have to do them again. I usually watch TV or listen to a podcast while I do my samples in the evening. So I take one evening and I do a bunch of samples. So that being said, you want to focus on the new, and if you need a list of popular scents, just let me know and I'll let you know what my customers really like the most. All right, so the next thing, a really cheap way to get products in the hands in the mail. I do a lot of mailing, and I'm going to go over that. That's the main reason for this video. Is when I do a party, I offer what's called a free sample pack. And I started doing this last year, and it has helped my orders grow tremendously. So what I mean by that, so I do most of my parties on Facebook. And so with COVID, you're not seeing people face to face. Even if they're local, some people aren't comfortable seeing you face to face. So you have to adjust your business. And this is how I did it. And I got this from last year's reunion. They had tips from people that have adjusted to COVID, and this is one of them, and it really worked. So I want you to try this in your business and see how it works for you. But I've learned this, and take notice this. When you're first starting, sometimes you have to give to get. And I think this applies to life in general. Sometimes you have to be generous with your samples, your time, your efforts in order to get. And what I mean by that, sometimes you have to invest in samples and creative ways to get the products into your or potential customers' hands to introduce them to the products. And if you do that, a lot of times, not 100%, but a lot of times you'll get orders and you'll get parties booked when you see that you're generous with things. I'm not saying you give them tons of stuff. I am telling you to be strategic in your business in order to get people to try it, and then they'll possibly buy it. So that's what we're looking at. If we let them try it, they'll probably buy it. So, okay. So the first thing I offer, all right, so I do my first post on the Facebook party. I only do one post per day. And I used to do it in the mornings, but most people are at work, so I do an evening post between 8 and 10, whatever works. If you don't see it in the morning, I mean that evening, a lot of people will see it first thing in the morning when they're drinking their coffee or whatever. All right, so the first post I put, how does the party work? And you can do, we'll talk about that if you need help with that. And the second post is get your free sample pack, pre-party sample pack. And sometimes it doesn't work out that they get it before the party, but they can get it before the party closes. So anyway, and so that's what I do. And I post that, and I have a link under it in the comments, and I direct the people, if you're interested in a pre-party sample pack being mailed to you before the party, click the link, and it's a jot form link, and we can talk about that too, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Making a form on jot form, it's free service, and then they click on that and you get their name, address, phone number, and this can start your customer database too. And I have on that form, and I'll post a pic, or I'll send you a sample of the link so you can see what's in there. And then I put what the favorite category of scents are. Have they used Scentsy before? And if they have, what's their favorite product? And those are just things I need to know. Oh, and sometimes I'll put in there, if I have a bunch of pet samples for our pet products, I'll say, do you have a dog or a cat or whatever? So those are the things. So then when I get the jot forms, I will make my party packet. Sometimes I'll pre-make it and have it ready to put whatever samples in it. So the first thing I use are these, and they come in a big pad, and you just rip them off. So it just comes off like a pad of paper, and it's a product list, and it's cheap. Some people prefer to mail a catalog. It's totally up to you. So I take this, and I'm going to show you how I fold it. I fold it up. All right, so I fold down this like that, and then I fold it both ends in, so it's about that wide. And this will be kind of like your little folder that you're going to put the samples in. And I like to have it, so this is in the front because it has the little Scentsy emblem. Oh, actually, it's this that I like to have in the front. It says fall, winter, Scentsy, blah, blah, blah. And so this has every product in our catalog in a condensed version. It's front and back, and it even has all of this information. So it's really handy, and they can write on it, they can circle it, and they can use this as like a jot form of what they like and keep their thoughts together. And even if you want to put in there like a little note that says use this during the party presentation to circle your favorites or whatever. All right, so we have that, and these are the envelopes that I send my party packs in. They're really easy, and see how that fits right in there. So, and then I take all of my little samples. So they're telling me what category they like. And so I'm going to grab out of my bags the different ones. I mean, I'm not going to put a lot of thought into it. If we get some things in their hands that they like, then we will know where to go from there. They just need to like one or two things from this, and then you'll know if they like autumn sunset, then they're going to like anything with heavy cinnamon. It's cinnamon. You can smell autumn sunset and then be like, oh, if they like this, I can definitely help them. And so I just stick some of these foil packs in here. I usually do the scent of the month for that month that they have a party, and I'll do 5 other fragrances that I think they'll like. And 4 of them I put in what the categories they like. So usually people choose 2 categories, and then I'll put something just out there for them as the 5th one. So in all, they're getting 6 samples because I want them to get used to ordering 6 different scents, because we buy 5 get 1 free, and you really want to encourage them to get a 6-pack of wax. So that's what I do, and this is the wax samples. And also what you want to think about when you're making samples are what are some of the products that are not just wax scents. So jeweled pomegranate is a product that's in wax. Car bars, the body line now. This other one, Cloudberry Dreams, is now in laundry. So you want to think of things like if they like the wax in this, then you know, and you've got them smelling this Cloudberry Dreams, then you can guide them towards the laundry products, the body products. And so you have longevity and more expansion than just wax and warmers. All right, so I put the wax in there. So that's product 1. I usually buy the samples for the laundry. I've just learned non-local people that I mail, I just learned to just buy the samples on the Scentsy store. So I'll put 1 of the laundry samples in, and I usually put that, I'll stick that right in the middle of this, and then I will either make or I will purchase body line samples or pet line, and I put some of those in there, and then I put it in the envelope with my business card and a little note, and that's it. And then I send them the party pack. And so then they'll smell some things, have some product listing there, try some products they've never tried before. Sometimes I will get these little round, they kind of look like the tester circles. I get them on Amazon, and they're screw off cap, and I'll squirt like 3 or 4 of the hand soap in it, and I'll close it and put them in a little Ziploc jewelry bag and put the name on that, and put hand soap, jewel, and whatever the scent is. And so this just gets some of the product in their hand. Now, if it's a local person that's having a party, you can have them give these to, like, give 8 of them to the hostess, your local hostess, or you can get them a packet together with all of the samples so they can pass it around at work, and then just have it open for people that are out of town that she's invited to have the sample packs. So there's some options, but sample packs before a party will change your party income or your party numbers. You'll get more orders if people have a chance to try it, smell it, and experience it before the party. So that's just my little tidbits for today, and I hope this is helpful. So get yourself together and get your party packs together.